In this video, we are going to learn IPv4 CIDR. Okay, IPv4 CIDR. What is IPv4 CIDR? Let's first discuss on what is IP. I have already created a video IP addressing. You can check out that. To recap, IP address. IP address is divided into 4 parts. Say for example, you can see 192.168.5.97. This is a IPv4 address. Why? Because IPv4 address has a 4 parts. That is one part, and each part is separated by dot. Second part, third part, and fourth part. And each part contains 8 bits. 8 bits. It is also called 8 bits, 8 bits, and 8 bits. Total IPv4 address 32 bits. Okay. What will be the range of this space? Actually, IPv4 address 4. This is the one space dot, second space dot, third space dot, and fourth space. Each space, each part contains a number. In a human language, this is the dotted decimal number we can put. But what will be the number range of this part? What will be the number range? What will be the number range? To know the number range of each part, we can calculate. This is the 8 bits. Every part contains 8 bits. 8 bits means binary digits, that is 0 or 1. Total number of digits, that is 1 and 2. That's why 2 and total digits 8. 2 to the power 8 equal to 256. That's why total digits will be 256. That's why each part must be contains 0 to 255. Here also 0 to 255, because each part contains 8 bits. Here the number range between 0 to 255. Here also 0 to 255. Okay, in this way you can check the IPv4 address. Say for example, I can write 15 dot 237 dot 1 dot 109. This is a valid IP. We can check the 15, this 15 number within this range. 237, this number within this range. 1 within this range, and 109 within this range. That's why this IP is a valid IP, IPv4. Okay, again we can write 205 dot 51 dot 309 dot 5. Is it a valid IP? Think, pause the video and let me know in the comment. Is it a valid IP? Unfortunately, it is not a valid IP. Why? Because first part contains 205 digit. It is within this range 02255. Second part contains 51. It is also within the range of 0 to 255. But 309, it is not within the contents within the 0 to 255. But 5 is also contains 0 to 255. That's why this is not the valid IP address. Okay. Okay, now discuss the CIDR. CIDR. It actually, full form is classless interdomain routing. It denotes the, it is a one way to denote the network range. So for example, we can show, we can write 15.97 dot, we can 15.0.0.0/16. In this way, we can denote the CIDR net. Actually, it denotes the network. It denotes the network range. What do I mean by it? The network range. That means if we create a network, say for example, big network, and that network, the CIDR range is 15.0.0.0/16. How many IP can be created in this network? To know the how many IP, that means how many IP we can generate with this network. If we launch a, here you can create a, how many IP address we can create. Sorry, you can see 15 is the first part and second part, third part and fourth part, and /16 means first two bits place. This is the 8 bits and this is the 8 bits. Every part is 8 bits. These bits will be the unchanged. That means 15.0 will be the unchanged, and third and fourth will be the change. Third we can change 0 to 255. That means we can change 255 times, and fourth place also we can change 0 means 255. If we multiply it, near about 65,000 IP we can generate. In this IP, why this is required? We can divide the broad network into a sub network. Okay, we can divide the broad network in a sub network. Say for example, in a company or in a institute, create a several sub network. For this, it is a broad institution network. If we put the IP range, that is 12.5.0.0/16, okay, IP range /16, we can create the 65,000 IP in this network. This is the broad network. This is the broad network. We can create the subnet, that is the smaller network within this network. We can create a smaller network. Say for example, it is for finance team network. If we create the sub network, this is the broader network. This is the, you can think of it as a VPC, virtual private cloud, VPC, or the broader network. And this is the sub network. How you can create the sub network? To create the subnetwork, this is the 12.5.0.0/16. That means this is the 8 bits and 8 bits will be unchanged. And 00 means we can change this IP. We can change how many? 02255, 02255. That means 65,000. When we create the subnet, keep in mind the subnet must be, this is the top level, this is the set, and this is the subset of this network. To create the subnet must be first two place will be unchanged. 12.5 dot 12.5 dot, say for example we can 3 dot 0 slash, we can create the subnet 24. Okay, we cannot create subnet like this. Under this is the subnet also. We cannot create the subnet like starting with 15 dot 5 dot 3 dot 0 slash 24. We cannot create because it is not the subset of this network. It is not the subset of this network. Okay, we can draw another example for this. In CIDR range, we can, by the use of the CIDR range, we can denote the top level network. Okay, we can create the top level network. The top level network, this is the top level network. You can think of a VPC, and the IP would be, say for example, 14.5.0.0/16. This is the top level network IP range, CIDR IP range. How many IP we can create? We can create 255 and 255 into 65,000 near about. Okay, this is the IP or the top level. If we divide, if we create the sub network within this network, I have to, if we create the sub network, if we create the sub network within this network, first we have to, okay, the sub network IP range or CIDR must be starting with first two will be unchanged, as it is a 16. That's why 14.5 will be unchanged. That's then only it will be the subset of this network. I mean to say 14.5 dot, it will be unchanged. Then another two parts can be changed. Okay, say for example, subnetwork. I will create the subnetwork that is 55.9.0/24. We can create. This is the subset. This network IP range is the subset of this. Okay, because 14 and 5 is the, this is the unchanged, this is the 16 IP. We can change the last two digits. Okay, and if we create the network, we can, changing position will be 0. If we create a virtual machine under this or here, if we create the two virtual machine under this subnetwork, this is the VM1, Control C, Control V. This is the VM2 IP. The VM1 IP must be you can this VM IP will be this is the subnetwork. What will be the IP of this virtual machine? The IP will be first 3 digits. This is the /14 888. First 3 position will be unchanged. That means I mean to say 14.5.9 it will be unchanged, and the fourth position will be the 0225 any number. Say for example, it may be 5, it may be 9, it may be 249, anything. 02, it may be 0. Okay, I would put it is a 4. This is also this VM. The VM will be the what will be the IP of this VM? VM2. This is the VM2 virtual machine 2. It is also same within this network. Okay, it may be 4.5.9 will be unchanged. This portion only change. I only change this portion. This is the 02255. It may be 15. The IP is assigned by the private IP is assigned by the router. It is automatic assigned in cloud. You can see in the AWS or Azure or Google VPC. In this way, it is works. This is the one subnet. We can create another subnet. This is the full top level network. This is the subnet. This is the subset of this network. What will be the subnet range? Control C, Control V. This subnet must be first 2 digit. First 2 space will be the unchanged because this is a 16th range, and 14 and 5 will be the unchanged. 8 and 8. This is the 14 and 5 will be unchanged. 14.5 will be unchanged. Then last 2 digit we can change. The IP of this last it may be 15.0/24. That means this is the subset of this network. Okay. In this way, say for example, if we draw this Control C, Control V, this is the top level IP. If we create a subnetwork, the subnetwork IP, if we create a subnetwork, that must be this 2 digit will be unchanged. That must be 14.5.3 or any or 5, so that you can put it 0/24. This is the subnetwork. Why it is subnet? Because the first 2 16 means 8 and 8, first 2 it will be unchanged, and last 2 digit will be changed. You can change it according to your need, and this will be the subnetwork. We can create another subnetwork, that is 14 and 5 will be unchanged, and then say for example 78.0/24. This is also subnet. This is the subnet. This is the VPC level. You can think of it as a VPC or top level VPC. Okay, and this is you can think of the subnet. Subnet is the subset of this IP range. This subnet is the subset. It cannot be this IP. It cannot be this subnet cannot be 13.5.0/24. It cannot be, because This is not the subset IP range of this net. Okay. If we launch a VM in this network, if we launch a virtual machine or any compute device in this network, that must be, this is the 24. That means first 3 position will be unchanged. That means the IP of this VM will be 14/14.5.3 will be unchanged. Then it will be the any number between 0 to 255. Say for example, it is 15. It may be the IP of this VM in this subnetwork. If we in this network, what will be the IP of this VM, VM2? As it is a /24, that's why the first 3 digits will be unchanged. That is 14/5/78. Dot last digit will be the 0 to 255. Say for example, it may be 95. It may. It is automatically assigned by the router. You cannot think of that. It will be the IP of this subnet. Okay. I will show you in a practical, hands-on practical with the AWS VPC. That's why we are going to learn this IPv4 CIDR. Okay. Let's go to the hands-on. I will show this in a practical or hands-on way. Let's go to the AWS console and then go to the click on VPC. Click on VPC, then create VPC, then create VPC. Here you can see this is the VPC only. VPC means name a VPC and okay, VPC. Here you can see name of the VPC. VPC means here you can think of this is the AWS Cloud, and here it is a VPC of this AWS VPC. Okay. Name of the VPC, you can create name, any name. This is the test VPC 1. Okay. Here you can say IPv4 CIDR manual input. You can put the IPv4 CIDR. This is what will be the IPv4 CIDR. This is the example. You can put here also. Say for example 16.5.0.0 slash. The CIDR block size must be /16 to 28. Say for example, I give it 16. This is a CIDR. That means here the CIDR I will put that 16.5. 16.5.0.0/16. This is the CIDR range of the VPC. This is the VPC. VPC name is test VPC. Okay. This is the name of the VPC is the test VPC. This is the name of the test VPC. A CIDR of this VPC is this is. Okay. We can create, then go to the different this VPC, create VPC. VPC is created. That means this is the created. We want to create a subnet. To create a subnet, create subnet and choose this subnet means first choose this VPC. Choose the VPC. This is the CIDR. Choose the VPC. This is the test VPC 1. First choose. I want to choose. I want to create under this VPC. This is the subnet. I want to create subnet. Okay. Subnet. The subnet within this VPC. That's why I choose this VPC name. Then I have to name of the subnet. This is the subnet 1. Subnet 1. Okay. You can choose it any available region. That is the data center. The subnet, you can see this is the VPC IP and subnet must be within this range. Okay, within this range, sub network. The first 2 digit will be the unchanged. 16.5 will be the unchanged. Here 16.5, then we can change. Here we can write 16.5.0, 5 dot anything. Say for example 6.0/24. Here we can create a 256 IP. Okay, 16.5 dot. Okay, this is the IP subnet IP. I have choose this first two will be answer. Okay, then we can create the subnet. If we launch a virtual machine within this network, within this subnet VM, say for example virtual server, test server or VM1. What will be the IP of this? The IP must be 16.5.6 must be. First 3 digit will be unchanged and last position will be the 0225 anything. We can create a VM on within this. To create a virtual machine, go to the instance EC2. So I want to create a virtual machine. First choose the VPC, then choose the subnet, then we can create a virtual machine. To create a launch instance, we have to name it VM1. VM1. The virtual machine, what will be the operating system? I can create Ubuntu. Okay. What will be the, this is the IP. Okay. What will be the instance type or machine configuration? This is okay. You can choose any TPR. Okay. We can create TPR or choose anything. I do not choose it. Or create new pair, or we can choose anything. Say for example AWS key. And this is very important. To launch a virtual machine in this network, first choose the VPC. Okay, this is very important. Edit and choose the VPC. I have choose the test VPC1. This is the test VPC1. Sorry, this is one. Then choose the subnet. The subnet is 16560. Subnet name subnet1. Okay, this is the subnet. Just 16560. The subnet. Assign IP. It is enable. Okay. Okay. Then 222. Then create. Click on launch. You can see the IP of this VM will be plus first 3 position will be the unchanged. 1656 will be unchanged. Okay. You go to the instance. Here the public IP. This is a private IP. That is the 1656 will be unchanged. That is IP of this machine. It is assigned by the router 16.5.6 dot what will be dot 206 and 206, which is also within that 02255 20 sorry 205 05 or 206 sorry 206. In this way, by using the CIDR, you can denote the network range. This is the network range slash. This is the network range. How to calculate the total IP of this range? How to calculate? You can calculate as it is at 16. As it is 16, you can calculate by using this formula. 16 means total IPv4 IP range is 32 bit. Range is denoted 16 minus 16 means 16 means 2 to the power 16 means near about 65,000 IPs can be created, host. Okay. In this network, how many IP we can create? In this network, the CIDR range is 24. That means total 32 bit minus 24 equal to 8 equal to 2 to the power 8 means 256 IPs. And in this network, in this subnetwork, we can launch compute device near about 0 to 256. within this 3 is reserved. Near about 250 IP we can generate. According to your need, you can create the VPC and subnet. If we need the more than that, we can create according to your need, CIDR. Okay. In this way, we have learned the IPv4 CIDR. Okay. If you like the video, please like it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and subscribe it and like it. It motivates me to create such a video. Thank you.